The first thing to consider starting would be the size and placement of your subject matter. That's of primary importance. To become sensitive to your canvas as space and to see it as empty space and where you want to put whatever the object or the subject is in the right place, the right size for what will express your concept for that painting. Actually, concept comes first, but we may talk about that later. But in actual starting, it would be just a question of feeling your way into the canvas with something loose and abstract to give you a sense of filling up space. So you have filled space and unfilled space. And you're trying to balance the two things between filled and unfilled space. Most students start with an outline which really belongs to a drawing concept. Here you're trying to think like a painter. So you're trying to see one mass against another mass, rather than a drawer which sees only line and filling in tone in between the lines. Here is much more akin to, painting is more akin to sculpting than it is to drawing. Movement is more important than form, because movement already contains form, you see. Because if you can, when you're painting movement from high to low, or near to far, or high to low, or high to low, then your movement already has form. But if you're just thinking of form, sometimes, like making this round or something, then it may not have movement. You may miss the big movement. See, like here I'm painting this movement, so even in the background I'm thinking this movement, or this movement going over out into the background. So I'm thinking this movement across the head and how this repeats this movement, or how this movement and this movement together has movement. So this already front to back, this is front to back. Each brush stroke is important so that it has a definite purpose behind it. So here you're going up the slope, you can go right over your shadow. You're thinking in terms of topography as well as, in other words, movement as well as plan. How fast or slow this, how fast this slope goes back. Is that value, the gap between this and this, too great, too abrupt? Is there more of a slide like this? In other words, more light trickles over. So if you feel that you understand, you're trying to get the right slope. You're not matching any color. Another misconception is that you're matching color. You're looking at a spot to get color. Here, you know the colors. You've already picked your colors. You're just trying to get, do you follow? You pick the color. Then you just have to check the gaps between one slope and another slope to see if the topography or the movement, another way to say topography, if the movement looks right.